How's it going, Starseekers? My name's Gotcake, and in this review we're going to be taking a look at a game called Pachi Pachi on a Roll. It's a Pachinko style arcade game where you drop balls into pegged boards to activate various features and complete missions with the objective of earning the highest score you can. So the eShop listing for the game doesn't really give much away, though it does hint a little about what might be on offer. If we take a look at the screenshots, we see two anime ladies, both sporting ample bosoms, and the description talks about them risking everything, including the clothes, so I'll let you do the maths there. Hitting the main menu we get a catchy tune. And if we take a look at the game's about menu, we can see that it's by someone called Grace Mesa, and we can also see the detail of the game's developers. Now the game features no options, and I'll cover the gallery later, so we'll jump straight into our first game. Selecting play, we can see that we have 4 machines to choose from, but only the first is unlocked, and we need to earn a specific number of points or complete all missions in the previous table to unlock them. So we'll begin with the casino stage. As the game opens, we see our board layout and our 2 ladies standing in the background, all fully clothed and looking fabulous. At the top of the board we see an arm moving back and forth which holds our ball, and we can release the ball by pressing A when the arm moves to our desired location. Here we can see that it landed in one of the board's features, a slot machine of sorts, and when the reel stops spinning we earn some points depending on the outcome. So taking a look at the left side of the screen, at the top we can see our current points, and below this are our first 4 missions. Now we don't get any description on what they actually are, so we have to guess based on the image displayed on each card. We can assume that the second one requires us to earn a number of points as it matches our score, and the 4th mission requires us to hit the centre slot machine feature 3 times. In the bottom left corner we see a roulette wheel, and the number below it is our current remaining number of balls. Now whenever we complete a mission it'll be replaced by another, and we'll earn some points and gain some extra balls. Looking at mission 3 we can see these pegs with hearts on them, which replace some of the standard pegs on our board. Each time we hit one of these, one of the hearts lights up, and after 4 hits the peg will be destroyed. Doing this not only fulfills the mission criteria, it also removes an article of clothing from one of our ladies depending on which side of the board the peg is on. Additional heart pegs then appear, and we can continue to destroy them to strip the ladies further, eventually leaving them with very little to retain the modesty. Across the bottom of the table we have a line of slots which light up when a ball falls into them, and if we light all of them we get some bonus points and a fanfare plays, and we can't drop any more balls till it ends. So basically the objective of the game is to earn as many points as we can whilst completing missions to top up our ball reserves. When we eventually run out of balls the game will end, we get a clear view of our ladies in whatever clothing remains, and our final score will be displayed. Following this we can then return to the main menu and can play the next board providing we've achieved the criteria to unlock it. So the second board in the game is a western theme, and our lady's attire has been changed appropriately. We have a bunch of new features and missions on the board to complete, but in general gameplay remains the same. Just drop our balls, complete missions, earn points, and if we're that way inclined, strip the women as fast as possible. This second board also features a minigame, which is triggered when you get a ball in all 3 carriages of this train and then hit the driver. This minigame is a breakout style game where you can earn points for hitting the gold bars and bags of gold, and if our ball gets past our paddle the game will end. Now it's not a bad little minigame, but it did bug out on one of my attempts, when the ball ended up sideways at the top of the screen and eventually ground to a halt. I couldn't actually end the minigame and had to quit to the main menu. Now there's not much else to cover in this machine, so let's move on to the third one, which is space themed. Now for some reason in this game, the fanfare began as soon as my first ball dropped into a slot, which I assume is another bug. Again, gameplay remains the same, and the features of this board include black holes which teleport our ball to another location when we enter them, satellites which are initially encased in ice but when broken out they unfold and rotate, modifying our ball's direction when hit, and UFOs that are destroyed after several hits, which is much harder than it looks. After destroying all 4 of them we'll trigger another minigame, and this one's a pinball game. But no matter what buttons you press the flippers don't operate, so it's completely pointless. Now of course the machine also features the heart pegs if we want to strip the spacesuits off Fujiko and Robin. So moving on to our final board, and the worst in my opinion, we get a fantasy theme, with one of the ladies clad in armour and the other in a wizard's robe. Features on this board include slimes which split apart when we hit them, hands which grab and squish our ball if we go near them, and worm-like creatures in the bottom corners which swallow our balls, no pun intended. Now there are very few pegs in this board, and we get a layer of this green shit across the top, which is destroyed when we hit it and sends our ball in random directions. It also regenerates a little after each ball is dropped. Other than this, there's not much else to say about this machine. We just complete missions, earn points and strip the ladies. I believe there's also a dragon minigame, but I ran out of balls each time I played the table and I couldn't be bothered to work out how to trigger it. So that about covers the entirety of the game's content apart from the gallery, which we'll take a quick look at. Within it we find some concept art showing the two ladies in various states of undress, and I assume the gallery images are unlocked by achieving a certain amount of points in the different tables. So how did I find my gameplay experience with Pachi Pachi on a roll? Well, to be honest, the game starts off being a little fun but quickly becomes a dull affair. Table features don't add much to the game, and it's sad to say but the most fun you can get out of the game is probably stripping the girls down. There are also several bugs in the game, one of which is game breaking, and once you've unlocked and played all 4 tables there's not much else to do. Sure, the game saves you high scores, but there are no leaderboards and so no real reason to keep playing. So now let's rate the game. Now I rate games between 1 and 5 stars, with a usual stamp of approval reserved for the worst games on the eShop. This rating is based on my own personal opinion on what a game has to offer in terms of gameplay and value for money to potential buyers. And for a rating I'd give Pachi Pachi on a roll 1 out of 5 stars. Ever since playing Peggle I've wanted a decent Pachinko game on the Switch, but sadly this isn't the game I was waiting for. The game's name should really be changed to Pervy Pachinko, and there's very little fun to be had in its limited content, especially considering the game's price. So don't let those two ladies seduce you into buying it. You can get the game on the UK Switch eStore, currently discounted by 20% for £5.59, or from the US eStore for $5.59. And that's it for this review of Pachi Pachi on a roll. Hit that like button if I saved you some pennies, and let me know what you thought about it in the comments section below. And as always, consider subscribing to the channel for future Switch indie game reviews. For now though, I just want to say thanks once again for watching, and until next time, game on.